Greetings from the far side of the galaxy. I'm Furry, your host, most here to revive a half-dead series on my channel. It's been a while since I last did one of these quickie videos, but I have nothing better to make this week. Get out of your Kelipot video, you've been postponed. So let's get started with the first game on our list, Indigo Park. Indigo Park is a game made by Unique Geese, a fellow YouTuber. It's actually kind of wild if you ask me, to see him uploading reactions to people playing his game. His game is another entry in the emerging mascot horror genre, like Garten of Banban or Bendy and the Ink Machine. Unlike those two things, Indigo Park isn't based on a kindergarten or an animation studio, but rather the Disney World theme park, which helps give Indigo Park a unique identity. And it does need help standing out because it's another first-person horror game where your only tool is a flashlight. It kinda reminds you of that one video camera game, Outlast, if you remember that. Really? No one remembers Outlast? The reason I bring up Outlast is because while the two games may play similarly, the protagonist of Indigo Park is really faceless to the point where we're not actually even given their name. But the person you play as isn't important. The real star of the show, to the point I'd actually call them the protagonist, to the point where the game's exe file is just called Raccoon, is Rambly the Raccoon. He'll be your main companion on your journey, and he's a pretty good one. The juxtaposition between his bouncy and fun personality and the reality of the park creates an interesting dissonance. He's a little like GLaDOS in that he'll follow you around, kind of narrating events as you go. They make the gag and quips that provide entertainment during the slower parts of the game. He's also there for necessary exposition, introducing us to the world and the game's cast of characters, from Molly McCall, the bad pilot, to Finley, the depressed sea monster. Then there's the theatrical Lloyd the Lion, and finally the shifty Salem the Skunk. A lot of care was put into making these characters actually feel like cartoon characters. Rambly's good friends with Molly. He's secretly kind of annoyed by how much of a downer Finley is and openly hates Lloyd. It's a small thing that adds to the overall vibe of the story in a way that's kind of hard to describe. You know how the animatronics in FNAF are designed as animatronics first? Like how in the full light of day, the animatronics don't look that scary, making it feel like Freddy's Pizzeria is a believable place. It's like that. The Bantam personalities all make these characters feel like I could actually watch a cartoon about them, rather than just existing for this game, making the world of Indigo Park more believable and immersive. Aside from listening to Rambly ramble about his friends, you'll be doing three other things. The first is solve puzzles. Don't worry, they're all very easy. Even a turbo dum-dum like me could figure them out. It's just basic interactions like picking up and placing a gear and a match the color block puzzle. It's time-filling but not very entertaining if you ask me. The second thing you'll be doing in this game is running for your life. Like seriously, despite the first chapter only being an hour long, you get chased twice by two different characters. The main chase in the first chapter is against Molly McCall, and it's quite fun being chased through one of those McDonald's playpen thingies. You even get to bounce on a little trampoline. It's very nice. The final thing you do in this game is get collectibles. They're hidden around the park in the nooks and crannies, and it's up to you to snag them all. There's a Rambly plush, a Rambly cup, Rambly ears, and another Rambly plush, and some other stuff like Lloyd the Lion, but who cares about him? It's certainly one reason to replay the chapter since you're almost guaranteed to miss them all on your first run. You'd think I'd get it done with chat yelling at me about them, but nope, not me. My brain is too smooth, all your advice just slides right off. The only time getting a collectible managed to really earn my interest was when I had to play a little arcade game for it. It was a very simple 2D platformer, but the 3D backgrounds kind of reminded me of Donkey Kong. And you know, I want to keep going and talking about Indigo Park, but to be frank, there's not much. The game only has one chapter and it's only an hour long, so the game's lacking in certain aspects. The plot is focused on setup and exposition, so while it does bring up a lot of questions, none of them really get answered. That's by necessity and is understandable because again, this is just chapter 1, but I won't lie if I said it didn't annoy me a bit. The gameplay also feels not necessarily bare bones, but kind of what you see is what you get. Like the chase scene is just a chase scene, you don't need to turn off your flashlight and there aren't any deeper mechanics, just running. The most engaging part of this game really are the collectibles because it gave me an excuse to explore, and that arcade game was a nice change of pace. There's even an information kiosk where you can present what you've collected to Rambly, and it does lean into the game's strengths, that being that Rambly is just a really good character. I genuinely haven't seen a character with this much screen time and likability in ages. The game's also helped immensely by being free, kinds of making me feel like an asshole for criticizing it at all. Overall, it was a solid experience for a Chapter 1, and I do look forward to seeing what it can do. I just hope it can do more. Indigo Park gets an 8 out of 10. Very few series have started off on the right foot so well. Of course, a link to Indigo Park and the next game we're covering are in the description. Also, why don't you go ahead and subscribe real quick? It'll help you know when the next video is out. The next game we have is technically horror, but this time, you're the one playing as the monster. The name of this game is WereCleaner, and its concept is very simple. Kyle is a janitor forced to work night shifts thanks to the CEO, which is super sucky to begin with, but becomes ultra mega turbo sucky when you realize he's a werewolf. Rent is due, so he can't quit. He's a furry, so he can't get caught. So it's time to play a little Metal Gear Solid. Metal Clean Solid? I'll get back to you on that one. You have to clean up the messes while at the same time not getting caught by any of your coworkers, but getting caught isn't actually a game over. No witnesses, no problems. Well, aside from another mess to clean up. It's an idea I like more than I probably should. It really leans into the goofy and almost silly way the game looks, which contrasts from the sheer stress you're in as you try to clean without getting caught. And the way your victims explode into bloody, gory messes would be way less charming if it was realistic. It also works for the gameplay, which is very arcadey in nature. You get a score and stars at the end of every level, and even a bonus sticker if you don't kill anyone, which is surprisingly effective encouragement. The thing that impressed me most about this game was the unexpectedly good writing. Like I said, the main plot of this game is Kyle being forced to work the night shift at his job. But he doesn't do it alone. Well, okay, yeah, the coworkers you kill, but I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the security guard Daryl, who's Kyle's only real friend. But during the night shift, he notices something is up. Maybe an animal, or maybe some sort of monster has snuck into the building. And it's Daryl's attempts to catch the monster that act as the way the ante is upped in each of the game's levels. The messes start normal, just wash here, vacuum there, but then Daryl releases critters you need to catch. And as more people stay late, you'll have to dig down deep and pull out your inner Assassin's Creed to get by. Sadly, you can't kill your coworkers. Well, you can, but not for stealth reasons. Instead, the game gives you 2 tools to sneak by. The first being garbage balls, which can be used as bait. Shoot them out of your vacuum and your coworkers will stop what they're doing to throw it away. Honestly, as someone who has done janitorial work before, the idea that your coworkers will actually bother to clean things is the least realistic thing in this game. The second thing you can do to help your stealth is throw a bag over your coworkers' heads. This doesn't kill, instead it blinds them so you can walk by undetected. A neat little interaction the game doesn't tell you about is that those trash balls are limited. But if you bag a coworker before they can actually throw it away, they'll drop the ball and you can pick it right back up. The trash bags are also how you clean up the critters Daryl unleashes to try and kill you. And it's this building intensity of the 7 levels that are one of the reasons I enjoy this game. The way things get more and more desperate, forcing you to use more and more tools, and by the final level, you're no longer just trying to hide, but avoid getting killed. There's even ongoing intensity in the background as you play. Like, remember how I said the need to work night shifts was an order from the CEO? Well, the employees are not happy about that, and you can see it for yourself. As he works, Kyle will find himself cleaning up the leftovers of protest, and on the final day, he'll be cleaning up justice. Like, seriously, this game is as fucked up as it is cute, and that's part of what makes this game so enjoyable. All the cuteness is so surface level. We get a protagonist on the verge of homelessness, a CEO abusing his power and his workers, horrible bloody messes that happen whenever you eat someone, and even a friend going totally off the deep end. And yet, it all feels so warm and charming. Like how SpongeBob can make the most fucked up things seem like Saturday morning fun. That's not to say the experience is perfect. I did get a strange glitch where I couldn't turn off my water. It even persisted after I switched my nozzle. I genuinely didn't realize anything was wrong until chat said something. I won't really hold it against the game though, since everything worked fine once I restarted it. Besides, just like Indigo Park, WereCleaner is entirely free, which does smooth over how short the game is. While WereCleaner hasn't reached the same levels of popularity as Indigo Park, it's still a very fun game. I'll give a 9 out of 10. I have no idea if there's anything more planned for WereCleaner, but as a quick, free game, it's pretty good. Now, let's wrap this video up. For our 3 stars, we have special thanks to Chalron, SkyKing64, 87 Werog, Garen LaFay, Zora Chow, and Mervonla. For 4 stars, we have Miko, in the red. And for our super duper special 5-star shoutouts, we have first Vanilla Flower, the Pac-Man clone. Second, Spidey Zack, the lightning quick clean. Then the good old days, the sweet paycheck. Followed by Odari Lion, the silent night. Thank you for watching. Do be sure to like and subscribe and check out my Ko-fi and Patreon. As always, this is your host Furry signing out.